Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the video today, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the love and support I received on my first video. I was seriously expecting to get like 5 views, maybe 1 or 2 subscribers, and I definitely got a lot more than that. It just really cemented the belief in my mind that this colouring community is so wonderful and supportive, and although it might not be a massive community in the span of things, quality over quantity, and this community is full of such quality people. Archie, no. My cat is going to join us for a second because he's getting a little bit naughty. This is Archie. He's not even 6 months old yet, so he's very mischievous. He'll pop up in a lot of videos because he just likes to see what's going on and wants to be a part of everything. We do have another cat named Willow, but she's older and likes to keep her distance, but she is very loud, so you might hear her at some points. But yeah, if you watched, liked, commented, subscribed after my last video, thank you so much. It means the absolute world to me. I'm feeling very inspired now to make lots of colouring in content for this channel, so lots of stuff to come from me. I do like to chat a lot, so just be wary, I can get off on a tangent sometimes. Let's get into the video. You've seen the title. I love watching these videos. I am such a nosy human being, so I love to see what colouring in books people have in their collection. And I also wanted to share with you my top 5 completed pages within each book. Now, until recently, I only had 5 colouring in books in my collection, which for some people might be a lot. For others, I know is quite small. But then recently I was a little bit naughty and treated myself to 2 new books. So I will show you those as well later on in the video. But first, let's get started with the very first colouring in book I purchased. I feel like everyone starts off with a Johanna Basford book. My first book was Rooms of Wonder. This book just made me fall in love with colouring in. I feel like we all have 1 or 2 pages within a book that just seals the deal for us and makes us want to purchase it. And for me, there were 2 pages within this book that did that. The first was the origami room. I don't know what it is about this page, but it's so eclectic and quirky, and that just really drew me into it. And the second page that just sealed the deal for me, the sewing room page. I am an avid sewer myself. I love sewing, and my mum is like a seamstress, and so sewing just holds a very special place in my heart. And when I saw this page, I knew I wanted to colour it in. I have not yet. I feel like those pages that we're really like excited to colour, we often don't colour for a while because we're scared of ruining them. But hopefully I will get to these pages eventually. But I just love Johanna Basford's books. I feel like she is the godmother of colouring in books, and you'll see I have a lot in my collection. Not trying to have favourites, but maybe I do. Now, in regards to my top 5 completed pages in this book, I do have a lot that I've coloured in this book. The first one I'll show you is one you would have seen in my last video. It's always hard to find them. I really need to start tabbing them. The rainforest shower page. I seriously love how this one turned out. The bright colours just speak to me on a soul level. I was very worried about trying to pull off, you know, the actual water from the shower, but I feel like I did a pretty decent job. And something I love to do is also colour in things in their not typical colour. So I've definitely got a few pink leaves in here, some orange leaves. Like obviously those things do exist in real life, but not to this extent. Page numero 2 I'm going to show you has definitely gone through some damage. When my kitten was very young, he got into the habit of pushing over my coffee, and one day I was having my coffee, doing some colouring in, and let's just say it got all over this colouring in book. There's a bit of damage to some of the pages. I feel like I almost want to buy a new copy of this because it makes me a little bit sad. But coffee stains aside, I actually really love how this page turned out. I did take a bit of inspiration from My Colourful Country Life. I take a lot of inspiration from her, but yet again, another one that's just fun. I'm really happy with how the background turned out in these little I don't know, panels, I suppose. And I was kind of able to weave the coffee stains into it a bit so it didn't look as bad. In my Instagram post, I managed to edit out the coffee stains on the side, so that's why you don't see them on my Instagram post. But even though this page has been slightly damaged, it gives it a bit of character, right? Now this pot plant still holds a really special place in my heart because this was the first time I tried sort of widening out elements on a page. This was inspired by, I believe it's either KP coloring or KD coloring. I don't even know if you can call it inspiration because I pretty much just like copied it. But that is something I do recommend if you're at the beginning of your coloring journey. Literally just find an image you like and try to recreate it, and slowly you'll pick up new techniques. You can follow a color along on YouTube. You can find out what colors go good together, what your pencils are capable of. It's seriously, could not recommend it more. But yeah, I'm just really happy with how this one turned out. It's kind of not my usual color palette, but I just love how more realistic it is to what I usually do with my pages. And I'm really happy with how the light sources turned out within the little pot plant too. This one here was inspired, I believe, by Jess Totoro. Apologies if I didn't say that correctly. And I saw the way she did the leaves on the pineapple and I was like, I want to try and recreate that, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yet again, I'm still kind of trying to learn how to accurately portray light sources, and I feel like I did that somewhat successfully with this page. And the final one I'll show you, another one inspired by my colorful country life, is this mandala here. Oh, I guess you can't really call it a mandala, what, like a symmetrical design? I'm not sure what the definition technically is for a mandala, but anyway, I pretty much exactly recreated what my colorful country life did, but it's just such a nice color palette. I don't think I would be able to pull this off by myself, to be honest. And this was just a really fun page to do. Now, the second book I ever purchased was, surprise, another Johanna Basford book. I rave about it all the time. Small Victories. I have done so many pages in this book because it is the perfect palette cleanser. After doing like really big detailed pages, sometimes you just want to like do something easy. So this book is perfect for that, which is why I've done so many pages in it, because pretty much I'll do like a hard page, a small victories page, a hard page, a small victories page. And this book is just perfect for making coloring in more accessible. I'm someone who doesn't mind having like several days to color in a page, but I know some people want to just sit down and finish a page, and this book makes that super duper achievable. One of my favorites is this dinosaur page. It has a few stain marks on it. A lot of my pages have that. They're just loved, okay? They go traveling with me and go to lots of places. But yeah, I love this dinosaur page. This was very much inspired / a recreation of, I don't know how to say their Instagram account, but I'll put it on the screen. I really wanted to push myself in regards to lighting and shading, and I feel like I pretty successfully achieved that. It looks more realistic to a lot of images that I usually color in. Next is another bright colored favorite, the lighthouse in a jar. I definitely knew I wanted to do some sort of rainbow sunset background for this page. I feel like I could have done a slightly better job in regards to the sort of light source coming out into the sky, but I don't think it's bad. I just feel like maybe now I could do a better job. All right, here's another symmetrical design, mandala vibe. This one here, oh my goodness, I'm so happy with how the colors in this one turned out. I'm very much a blue and purple gal. Those are my favorite colors. And so I think when I can just really delve into those colors, I really end up liking the page. Okay, this one here is definitely another favorite of mine. Not as much of a bright color palette, a little bit more muted for me. But another one I wanted to try doing a little bit more realistically and doing a lot of widening out of the black lines on the page. I really love the color palette. I love the sparkly stones on the outside of the border. And it's funny, like really random parts of a page will just stick out to me as the favorite. Like I really love the color of, I guess I kind of made it like stone walls and how there's like little green bits on it. That just like, mwah, chef's kiss for me. The last one in my top 5 is this whale page. I don't need to harp on about why I love it because, you know why. Lots of colors. And the more colors, the better in my opinion. So yes, that's my little baby, Small Victories. The third book I picked up has easily made me fall in love with this author, Rita Berman's Asia book. I'm not going to try and say it because I know I will make a fool of myself. I haven't done a lot of colouring in this book, to be honest, because I just get a bit intimidated. The drawing style is quite whimsical and quirky, and sometimes I feel a little bit, I don't know, overwhelmed by it, and a lot of the elements on the page are close together. So it makes choosing a colour palette tricky sometimes. I definitely always need to get inspiration from people when I choose to colour in a page from this book. A lot of the pages in this book that I have coloured are inspired by Rita herself, because she is just not only a phenomenal illustrator, but an incredible colorist as well. The very first page I coloured in this book, and I feel like this is the image that actually made me want to purchase the book as well. So surprisingly, I coloured that in first. It's this title page. I copied this very much from Rita, because I was just so drawn by the colors yet again. I feel like I'm a moth to a flame, you know? When there's color, I'm like, give it to me. Give me the color. This page, I remember, was like the first time I tried something really tricky, and it took me so long, lots of blending of different colors, but the end result speaks for itself. It is so much fun. Another page I did sort of more recently was this Tokyo page. Oh, what's the name of the train? Is it the bullet train, right? I think this is the bullet train in Tokyo. My partner and I, my partner's name is Jackson, and we both love anything Japanese. And so when I saw this page in the book, I knew I had to color it in. It was really tricky at some points trying to pick the colors for this page, but I think eventually it all came together, and it still holds a dear place in my heart. Now this next page, Rita herself actually reposted on her story, and I very much had a fangirl moment. It is... let me try to find it. I showed this in my last video. Someone commented that they want me to do a little tutorial on how I did the pastel rainbow clouds. So if there's anything in any of these pages that I've shown in this video that you'd like a tutorial on, let me know. I might collate a list and then do a big video showing you how I do like different aspects of a page. This one was inspired by Princesca, I believe the account name is. And as I've touched upon, these clouds just make me so happy. I want to do these clouds in every page that I color. And then for the Year of the Dragon, I colored in the dragon page. Yet again, inspired by Rita Berman herself. I loved the idea of a pink dragon. I saw a lot of people do this page and they chose red, which I feel like red for a dragon is very typical. But I don't like to be typical, so I went with the pink. And yet again, I love how this one turned out. I really love the color of the clouds in this one as well. Or maybe they're not clouds, but like steam, smoke. I don't know. And also like the fireworks, I think are just fun as well. And finally, the last page that I want to share with you is this flower heart page. Yet again, inspired by another Rita Berman masterpiece. I'm just so happy with how all the colors came together in this image. Even though there's a lot of different colors going on, they all work together really harmoniously. And to be honest, I'm not someone who really plans their coloring in pages. I kind of just go with what I'm feeling in the moment and hope for the best. I mean, sometimes I do plan them out, but most of the time I just kind of wing it and see what happens. Okie dokie. I didn't realize how much talking I'd be doing in this video. I just realized that I said I used to only have 5 books in my collection, but I miscounted. It was 4. Don't mind me, I just don't know how to count, apparently. But yes, this is the 4th book I picked up. This is Adorable Town by Lainie. And I've actually only coloured 2 pages in this book so far, so you'll only be seeing 2 from here. I bought this book because I really wanted to experiment with basing with an alcohol marker and then using pencil to add dimension and whatnot. And in a lot of colouring videos, I always heard people say, you know, Amazon paper sucks. I don't enjoy colouring in on Amazon paper. And I was like, how bad could it be? When you start off your colouring in journey, colouring in books like Johanna Basford's, you don't realise how good you've got it with her quality pages. I really don't enjoy this paper. And I don't know if it is the supplies I'm using, but it's really hard for me to get a smooth blend with my Brutfuner pencils. So yeah, I've done my best in both of these pages. I feel like they look fine, but you just have to work really hard to make it look good. And I don't want to work too hard. I feel like we all work hard enough in our daily lives. But the first page I coloured was this I don't know what you want to call it, like a milk silo situation. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Unfortunately, a lot of my alcohol markers are dried out, so I'm very limited when it comes to what colors I can use, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I think it's fun, and I liked having a little koala to color in because it felt like a little nod to Australia. And the second one I ever did, which you can see is very much a limited color palette. Where is it? Aha, the Koba Topan factory. Yeah. But yeah, this place actually exists. Obviously it doesn't look like this in real life. I do really enjoy basing with something and then going over the top with pencil for detail. I just need to find some good coloring in books with good paper and that are one-sided. If you have any recommendations, let me know. Okay, now it's time to show you my 2 new books that I've added to my collection, and surprise, surprise, they're both Johanna Basford books. I don't even feel bad. One that I've had my eye on for ages, Worlds of Wonder. However, when I took this book out of the package, I put it next to my Rooms of Wonder and I was shocked by the color difference. That is embarrassing. Did this used to be white once upon a time? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But yeah, since I haven't done any coloring in this book / the next book I'm going to show you, I thought I'd show you the top 5 pages that I'm most excited to color in. So I actually tabbed these. Good job. First off, all of these pages that I've tabbed as my favorites, you're gonna see there's a bit of a theme. I really love coloring in like little mini worlds, and this was one of the ones that very much persuaded me to buy the book. Kind of reminds me of the whale page from Small Victories. The second one, very similar, but we've got like a little giraffe. I don't know why, but I find this giraffe so freaking cute. And I've seen this colored in by, I think it's like Agoda Pop, and hers looks really good, so I'm definitely going to be taking some inspiration from that. Another little mini world, look at this one. I love the idea of like a house on top of a hill, and then underneath there's like this magical world that is like hidden and secret. This one here, as I said, I've got 2 cats, and so I just felt like a draw to this page to color it in. Maybe I should try to make it look like one of my cats, but they both have so many markings, I feel like it would be really tricky. But yet again, I've seen this done so many times and so many people do such a good job at it, so I want to have I've lost all English. I can't think of the word. The word is on the tip of my tongue. My crack at it. I think that's what I meant. I want to have a crack at it. Just say it with confidence and it's fine, right? And then this one here, another like mini world. Yet again, I've seen this done so beautifully by so many different colorists and I want to have a go. And the last book in my collection, this one might be a little surprise to some of you, but it's How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. I bought this book because I really want to start adding elements to coloring in pages, like adding little like personalized touches. So that's why I got this one, since I have so many Johanna Basford books and I might as well try to stick within sort of like her illustration style. 5 of the pages I'm looking forward to coloring in this one. First up is this floral page. I think she's done a great job in this book of like starting you off so that you're not starting from scratch, and because we all know a blank page is very overwhelming. I'm not sure what pen to use in this book though, because I feel like if I use like, you know, those fine nib Sharpie pens, it possibly might go through, and also it just like won't look like the rest of the ink on the page. So stay tuned to see how I pull that off. Next up is another floral page. I must admit, I am a sucker for flowers. I feel like there's just so much creative freedom with a floral page because flowers can be any color. I mean, technically anything in a coloring in book can be any color, but you know what I mean. Next up, we have this like bordery kind of symmetrical image going on here. This very much reminds me of her title pages in her books. And since this is like already mostly done, I feel like this is more just like a coloring in activity. Could obviously add some extra details. She says at the bottom you can add some butterflies or buzzy bees in the space around the artwork, so I might have to do that. This one here, for some reason, is drawing to me. I'm not usually a big insect lover, but for some reason I'm really intrigued to just add my own details and design elements to this one and see how it turns out. And finally, this one here. It says to draw a secret door in the clearing, so we'll see how I go with that. But I also like this page because you can add a lot of details to the flowers. So now, instead of 4, I have 6 in my collection. Although it might be a lot smaller than a lot of people on YouTube, I believe in quality over quantity. I do really want to start stepping out now and purchasing coloring in books from different authors. I'm also someone who doesn't believe believe you have to color in every single page in a book. I'm not going to force myself to color a page just so I can have a completed book. And as long as I'm supporting an artist, especially in this technological day and age where AI is taking over and all that jazz, I'm just happy to support an artist and their work. So yeah, definitely we'll be buying some more books coming up. My next video that you'll see on my channel is going to be a budget coloring supplies video, as well as sharing my wish list with you. So I'll touch on the books that I kind of have my eye on and are thinking about purchasing in the near future. Also, if there are any videos you would like me to do, let me know. What are your kind of favorite coloring in videos to watch? And yeah, another massive thank you for all the love on my last video. Have a good day, have a good life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!